Hello YouTube, Widemouth here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. Got a pretty exciting episode this time, at least from my perspective. This is going to be the first time I've played Darkest Dungeon in 2016. That's right, I haven't played the game all year long. Also, since I'm probably going to be recording like 3 or 4 episodes in this session, this is probably the last day that I am going to play the game prior to its final release, which is both exciting and terrifying, as the last episode saw us lose our legendary occultist, and we've still got Neville, but we're a little bit light in the healing department for what is inevitably going to be our crew that needs to dive into the Darkest Dungeon itself. So we've got a very short and very hard road ahead of us. That's kind of terrifying. So what I'm thinking right here is, oh man, I need to level up. Buddy, I did not even think about that before I started recording. So you know what? Normally I do this kind of stuff off camera, but I'm going to do some real quick selling of stuff like sun cloaks and sun rings and just like any of the duplicates is usually what I go through and get rid of. And there we go. So if you've never really thought about that before or never realized that you could sell trinkets, anytime you're in a spot for cash, especially like later on in the game, the easiest way to sort that out is just start getting rid of all of your duplicate trinkets, and you can get a big burst of cash that way. Obviously I've got tons of stuff that's not equipped and all of these guys are outfitted. If I sold all of that, I'd probably have like hundreds of thousands of gold. I just kind of consider it stuff in the bank that I'm just keeping in case. That's very cool. Aggressive mutation. Like his hand just becomes like bigger and veinier. Oh god. And then 3-fingered. Oh man, that is kind of terrifying. Iron chains become steel chains. Steel chains become hellforged chains. Oh wow. Okay, very cool, and he is all equipped and ready to head out. Now, I've also got a pretty limited number of characters that I can go out with right now. I might even consider, like, protection would be worth locking in. These are the greatest negative quirks to be having. Stuff that just restricts you in town for stress. Like, I would let those lock in all day, every day. Oh, I really want to take him out, but if I do, I could bring, like, Racent in the front. She's an Iron Swan equipped Hellion, so I need some back rank characters, and I don't really have them. This is such a weird choice. Meri, of course, is set up with Hands from Abyss, Sacrificial Stab, to be a fancy frontline occultist, which I'm thinking about maybe repurposing him and trying to get him leveled up a bit here. Is that worth it? I think it might have to be. Like, I think we in the sake of efficiency, I think we have to maybe abandon our beliefs, and yeah. I don't need that many stun stones, or that many protection stones for that matter, or that many dodge stones. Okay, and didn't I sell you already? Alright, let's try to do the same thing with Meri here, except a little bit lighter. All I'm going to pick up for him is Weird Reconstruction, and I'll leave him with everything else. I could just take off Hands from the Abyss and grab that, and he'll be okay in the 3rd rank. So we might do that, and I do realize I haven't sent him to the Blacksmith, but I'm a little light on gold. Most of these guys don't want to come with an Abomination, so that lives Riviere in the back, which is fine. She's got a Plague Grenade and Battlefield Medicine. I think she'll be okay back there. A little bit of a weird party comp that I'm not super confident in right off the bat, but we'll see if we can't make things work. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into our available long mission, just because I have so few weeks ahead of me before the launch of the game. I really want to get these guys as much experience as possible. Buddy, of course, still rocking the Ancestor's Portrait, meaning that he is... Okay, I've got the debuff there. Meaning that he is going to be gaining a little bit of extra. I'm totally fine with that. And yeah, I think that'll end up being our crew. A little bit wonky from my perspective. I'm going to bring all of the foods. That last mission, man, that hunger hit, right? Like, if that had not happened, would things have been different? Extra shovels in the Cove makes a ton of sense. There is a curio there to remove a negative quirk, which makes any shovel way worth it. And then let me double check my list here. I don't remember keys really coming into play. I don't think they do. Grab like 1 holy water, 1 key, and torchlight. 10 should be more than enough. We've got 2 open slots right now, but we're gonna burn through that pretty quick with some light curio interactions with skeleton keys. Holy water, we'll toss those first. All right, cross your fingers and let's get to it. I really do feel a little bit of the pressure as far as getting these guys leveled up. That last mission, the loss of Bear, that really hit hard. Not just the loss of a character, but the loss of an occultist as one of the few healing classes is pretty harsh.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
All right, now I need to explore me 90% of rooms. We got a little bit of a branching pattern here. First things first, we're going to backtrack just to take care of these 2 right off the bat. And of course, why not?
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
A huge debuff. It's going to last us a little too long in my perspective. I can't click on that from there. That's really weird. I'm just going to pop that right away.
The promise of safety.
We'll waste 1 torchlight. Hopefully that does not make or break the difference here. Okay. Easy empty room. Hopefully we don't get any battles popping up. Awesome. Don't really care. Dachnomania might be worth getting rid of, but love interest like really wouldn't. Oh yes, Rivera, you are the one. Okay. Very medicinal herb. Perfect. Okay. And I just realized I was talking about shovels when I meant to be mentioning medicinal herbs about the whole removal of quirks. That's what you get when you don't play the game all year. You get a little bit of rust and dust to kick off. As long as we don't get any battles backtracking through here. Of course, a hunger event already. I think we'll be a-okay. A pretty decent start all around. One thing I understand why they did it. You can't camp in the starting room to prevent you from loading into the dungeon and immediately camping. But I actually wish it wasn't the starting room. I wish like something else flagged it, because after like maybe you backtrack through half the dungeon and come back in, if you arrive in this room, you actually can't camp again, and that's kind of weird, especially considering. Who knows what you run into right before that, right? Like you could have some terrible situation where we'll just medicinal herb again, where you run into a collector or a God forbid a shambler fight, like on your way back to the starting room, and then you can't camp and you're forced to press on and go somewhere else. That could be certainly a little disadvantageous. We're using a fair number of torches pretty quickly here. No real trap disarmers amongst the party either. That'll be okay. We'll make it work. Good disarm. Helping out with her stress a little bit. Everybody else is okay. And I do think I'm going to try to transform Buddy a little bit more often than I was in the past. I've gone from basically both extremes, and I really did intend to do that. The first time I took him out, all I wanted to do was see him in beast form and fight with him that way. And then, like, the next time I brought him out, I almost never used it. And this is going to be maybe a little bit of a middle-of-the-road type thing. I can see this being a good time to transform, though. The pelagic Widemouth is no joke, and I think starting off strong with some heavy hits there is only going to help us out. That'll probably end him. Nice.
Falls,
Okay.
a faint hope blossoms.
You know what? I'm actually going to stun both of these guys. I think with a fancy Iron Swan move once or twice, apparently, we might be able to get her out before she does any more harm. Awesome. The stun is actually not even necessary.
Give them no quarter.
Beautiful. Oh, I miss Meri being the upfront kind of guy. 10 to 19. Oh yeah, definitely.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
I really did think a frontline occultist was a pretty cool thing. You know what? I might toss Citrine. So many hard choices. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then just move on. I was debating tossing the key, but we can still encounter chests. There's a pool of non-region specific curios as well, and a lot of key-related items are in those. Let's kick this one off with a stun to these guys. Beautiful. And then I'm thinking about trying to kill her if we can be a little bit speedier. Didn't happen. It's a good dodge, though. I'm okay with that. You know what? I see no reason to transform here. I don't want to just do it just to do it, right? Like, my thought here is that I want to take advantage of his healing and kind of stress mechanic. That when he's high on stress, maybe we, don't transform him so much. When he's low on health, maybe we do, and kind of bounce back and forth between those two. 8, is that enough? 5, it is not. We need to do 1 more damage to her. Let's go ahead and do it. As we saw with the death of Vare, gaining newfound respect for, oh man, that was too bad. Newfound respect for the stress-inducing enemies as they can kill.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
When the he's gonna die. When the heart attack mechanic got kind of toned down, the idea, when you hit 200,
A death by inches.
you just go to death's door. That doesn't sound so bad anymore.
Confidence
nice.
surges as the enemy
That's
crumbles.
actually like best case scenario. Crit on the last move. You just go to death's
Seize
door.
This momentum. Push on to the task's end.
And you can just get off of it. It's no big deal anymore. It'll be fine. With as we saw last time, basically what happened was we hit 200 stress, got placed on death's door. Stress went down to 175, and then before we could do anything, before we could do anything, as far as trying to heal, before Vare got another turn, the enemy got another stress attack off, and that just immediately put him back to 200, and he died right there. You know what? Having the enemy surprised is like the perfect time for just a
Continue the onslaught.
lot
Destroy them all.
Stun attacks to come out, so I can just rob them of that turn. It's like old school surprise when it actually prevented the enemy from acting instead of just letting them act twice in a row like it does now. Oh, marked. It's fine. It is actually... Ugh. Really. Staggering force from a spear manages to pull him forward. I guess it's a fishing spear, right? Like it's designed to do that.
A singular strike.
It is actually one of the mechanics I kind of dislike is the current iteration of the current iteration of the surprise mechanic. It just doesn't do it for me. The idea that it's so easy for the enemy to end up getting all their moves pushed to the back. You don't kill anybody, especially in the champion dungeons. You might not be able to take an enemy down on the first turn, and then they end up just sort of getting an opportunity to... oh, really? She cannot do anything to him. They just get an opportunity to kind of act twice in a row, and man, that is absolutely brutal when it happens. It just doesn't give you really any time to respond to it, which is my biggest complaint. You can have characters pushed to death's door, and you get no opportunity to heal. They might get off 6 actions in a row or something crazy like that.
The ground
wonderful.
quakes. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, a very rare trinket is definitely worth more than a key. It'll sell for thousands and like $22.50. Jade we can leave behind, I think. Yeah. Okay. More fish carcasses. Another chance for loot. You know what? We're kind of thinking with the state of our inventory and... Oh. You know what? State of our inventory and it being our last medicinal herb, I didn't want to use it there because loot would probably just mean us having to toss some stuff, and using our last medicinal herb would mean not being able to use it to remove a negative quirk in the future. Alright, we'll get into here. Dim light. Akka Crusher. Not my favorite guy in the whole world. Alright, let's see here. Okay, Rake would give us 4 to 8, but it would also give us a damage buff. And how quickly... It's like 1 more every turn, so it would get a 5 next turn, 6 the turn after that. You know what, let's go for it. We'll just keep stacking the damage buff. I think we've got enough other characters that can deal with other guys. It's a perfect time for a weakening curse on him. Lovely. Less lovely. Oh, super not lovely. Okay, it's fine. He can... yeah. He can spring forward. Oh, that's good. That's a turn the tide of battle kind of good. And then get around a little bit of his protection here. Nice. Less nice. Oh, much less nice. He resisted. I don't think I've ever seen anybody resist that. Okay. Like, I've seen people dodge, but I don't remember anybody ever resisting a bleed from that thing. I always thought its chance of bleed was just astronomical. Alright, we really got to go with the slam here, just to reposition ourselves. And then... What? Get rid of him, hopefully before he has an opportunity to do anything more to us. Another arterial pinch. Can lightning strike twice? Oh no, it cannot. Alright. That's fine. Stack up some more of those. He's at negative 74 damage. I just try stunning him. I don't think the blight doesn't really make sense here, as I don't expect this guy to live through the turn. Yeah, like so. And beautiful. And just the Crusher alone is super manageable. In fact, probably going to take this opportunity to heal up some of our other characters. Alright. Blight wore off, but I think we'll be able to deal with him in a single turn. That'll do 6 this turn. Another 6. Need to do 13. 5. We need 8 to him. Oh man, the weakening curse broke, I guess. I must have not kept it up. Okay, that's fine. Some of it's wearing off, and we can live with that. Alright, let's think about this. That would do 4 to 8. So it could do it. Do 5 to 11. 4 to 8. I'd say that is most likely to get it done. And indeed, their cursed champion did fall.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Alright. Holy water. You're gonna have to go away. Also, let's just do away with that bleed, if you may. Another torch and get a move on. Awesome. Good scout. Oh man, this is kind of annoying, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this branch is going to be... No. Let's think about that. I only need to do 90% of the rooms, which means I will not necessarily have to do all of that. So I could come... No. Okay. All of the planning. Alright. I can leave a couple of rooms behind, which means I can ignore this branch, which means I would only have to backtrack through here and then come up, versus going all the way there and then backtracking through all of that. Yeah. That makes the most sense. Barnacle crusted chest. Be gone, ye barnacles. A ruby is worth a ton of money, probably more than 1 shovel, in fact. I've definitely over-provisioned. Another one. Awesome. I can take all of that. That was the kind of hallway I like to see. If we could just have way more of those all the time. Alright, and we get another good scout. Also need to be keeping an eye on the stress levels. I'm kind of, in case you're wondering or yelling at your screen right now, I am trying to make my campfires
exposed to a killing blow.
Lame. Make my campfires used for de-stressing right now, at least. And the my thought process there is I am pressed for time, and if and by time I mean like the number of weeks that are passing, and having to spend a week de-stressing is kind of a big loss right now as far as leveling up characters goes. So what I really want to try to do is get these guys out of this dungeon with a low enough stress that they're able to not have to take the week off, right? That they can just get right back to it. That's going to be my goal anyway. We'll see how that works out. Shocker. Good. Stun resisted. Material pinch. Not the worst thing in the world, really. Alright. I'll take a little bit of damage there, but I can bandage it off. And she's already got the damage debuff. I'm thinking of just kind of stacking yops for the time being. I got one stun. I'd say that's probably worth it, depending on how bad that brine is. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Another rake takes care of the armored maggot. That guy's gonna die from blight. Awesome.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Okay, he's taking 15 per turn. Beautiful. We can probably take the turn off to just heal a bit here. Alright. He will die before he does anything else. So let's go ahead and transform back. Whoa. Look at that heal, though. And then I'm just going to use Absolution in order to regain a little bit of stress for him here. Gain back some HP. I mean, I guess just hit him in the face.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
Rassent's not exactly our most subtle character, okay? Her idea of a good time is punch the enemy in the face with a bardage. Real hard. Okay. So what I think I'm going to probably do here is maybe run out the light level, walking through all of this, and then maybe camp at the end to get it back to 100 as I backtrack through. Alright. Of course, that plan is always up for alteration depending on our stress levels. And that's not really helping at all, is it? Nice. Okay. Probably gonna want to Iron Swan you. Ugh. That kind of ties my hands as far as what he's doing next turn.
Well struck.
Beautiful. Let's do that. Not the greatest damage. And that is the greatest damage. Okay. Also a good dodge. Rolf. That's like Disney animation dog talk right there. Rolf. Alright. You know what? That'll kill you. And then we can have, but of course, let's just go ahead and transform back. What can you do from rank 3? You can do all the things from rank 3. Perfect. That actually tied our hands in a surprisingly useful fashion, as it kind of led to probably a skill choice that I would not have otherwise made, and a pretty easy kill.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright. I think I'm just going to keep pressing. We'll have one fight at kind of low light, but it'll be fine. This can be stress relief. Brackish Tide Pool, anti-venom for stress, right? No, it can also just be HP. Alright, fair enough. And our light will make it that far, right? Yeah, we'll be fine. It's okay. First time we've seen a bulwark down here. A little bit troubling. Let me think about this. Try to pull. I need him dead quick, right? So if I pull him up, transform, and then rake at them. Okay, that's not too bad. But now I probably want to attack him again this turn. He's just too dangerous if he gets that off, right? Like, it's not worth the risk, as I see it. Totally bypasses the guard, as it is an area attack. Didn't think that went through, did you, Mr. Pelagic Bulwark? Alright, stress wave, double dodge. Awesome. He's dead anyway. He's dead anyway. So it's only this guy we need to be worrying about. And with his stupid protection, Blight is probably a pretty good choice. Bleed Out would have been... Why did I not use Bleed Out? Bleed Out would have been the perfect choice there. And I almost never remember to use it because it's almost never the perfect choice. Alright. We're basically going to end up just stacking damage over time on this guy to kill him. Don't really have anything that causes a debuff or anything. That's doing 2 to 5, 3 to 5. Just switch back to Rage. And... maybe 10. Do we take the opportunity to heal? I think we do. Especially if we're going to crit for 14. That was the right choice, even though I had no way of knowing it at the time. He resisted the bleed out. Lame. Maybe that's why I never use it, as it is so very rarely the right choice. Alright, he's going to die from damage over time before he does anything else, so we might as well transform back, Absolution, remove a little bit of our stress, I don't know, yop at him, maybe. Why not? I'm just hoping to get a turn or two to heal up a bit here. Or a turn or two. An action or two, I suppose. And there we go.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Need more gold, huh? Nothing here is really all that worth tossing. 3 anti-venom? Ugh. It's really only going to clear up brackish tide pools for us. Why not? And then an unlock strongbox, which I think is just open it, right? Contents are mine. Perfect. Get a key we don't really need. And we'll push on to this final room in this little fork of our road. Oh, of course. Nothing needed there. Trap. Not so good.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
We, I'd say we basically, that perfectly timed, right? Like, we're down to no torchlight. Make it to the final room here.
Together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Get a decent enough de-stress. Nobody has any diseases to worry about. So, let's look at buffs. Anybody have like a big self-only reduced stress? Nah. Companions heal. Oh, I really need to send... Why have I still not sent you to get any better camping skills? Okay. I actually kind of like the idea of maybe anger management here. She is in perfect condition. It doesn't need any healing at all. So Sharpened Spear, Battle Trance. I think I'm going to do anger management. He has the ability to like reduce his own stress, so it seems like it might make sense in this context. And then with 2 left, get up somebody's damage, disease, or most likely we'll just buff up his resistances. That is not exactly the greatest camping crew that we have here, but we feel strong and powerful, so there is always that.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I don't remember seeing it in the patch notes, but I swear, since the like quality of life Merry Christmas update thing, I have been ambushed while camping far less often. It used to just be a foregone conclusion. Like I expected that as soon as I hit that rest button, I was about to be jumped but it doesn't seem to happen anymore. I've gotten away clean a couple of times now, which is kind of interesting. We're gonna go ahead and just try this, even with nothing. And yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Ambushed by foul invention.
How did we not notice the trap the first time through the hallway? You know, when they're mechanical traps, I get this like feeling that maybe there's somebody stalking us and planting traps down behind us. With that thing, like, is it a creature? Is there a creature following us? Like, is that the idea there? And sometimes, just sometimes, it sprouts out up out of the water. Who knows? The that tactic, by the way, as far as the trap maker's art is concerned, is actually super legit. That people plant traps behind. In this case, I guess, roving band of adventurers. Something that doesn't come up so much in my Darkest Dungeon playthrough. I usually talk about in my more like military type playthroughs. But what do I want to do here? I think we get rid of the thrall. I was in the United States Marines, and it was actually considered like a fairly common tactic to plant improvised explosives behind our patrols when they went out, with the idea, I think there is that you assume the way that you went out is safe because like you've seen it recently, and you're less likely to be paying attention. You become complacent on your way back through, right? Like we're backtracking through an area of the dungeon that we have been to before, and so we don't feel the need to check it as much, and therefore the trap is just sort of stumbled upon. That's actually kind of lame, but didn't end up mattering. I was a little bit worried about the thrall there after he got stunned, that I might not have what it took, but I did have what it took. Alright, dying, taking some decent damage. I might want to consider stunning this guy up this turn. Alright. You'll notice I haven't transformed him this time, as his stress is getting a little bit high. Yeah, like if that stun lands, that's totally what we want. It doesn't land, so it's not what we want. Okay then. I'd like to get his stress like a little bit lower before I worry about putting him back into beast form for a while.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Super don't need you. And let's keep moving. 2 torches. How's our torches?
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Might have to camp in one of these later rooms to extend our torchlight, but I think we'll be fine. We've got 4 left. Basically need a torch per hallway to keep the light level at max. And we don't quite have that. We'll run out like 2 rooms early. Man, why are you so fast with your spear fishing? Ugh, okay. Let's think about this. One of these. Probably just gonna keep stacking Blight with her on the Crusher, as that would tend to make the most sense. We can leave the Widemouth up to those 2 guys.
And power.
Destruction is all I can give this world. Man, that is dark. I don't like that. Yep.
On the brink,
that's why I didn't like that.
The abyss.
Especially not with him being stunned. That is not good. 70. Let's try this. Nope. I've got a battlefield medicine here. Back from the brink. Okay. Your bleed resist is 80. My bleed chance is 129. Got it. That's nice. Taking 9 per. Okay, I can live with that. Meri back in the fight. Thank you. And if like any of my stuns would have gotten off, this would have been super simple. But they keep failing. So it was not super simple. Alright, he'll die the next turn. Ugh. Pretty much regardless of what we do. So we'll probably just spend... Let's actually do that just to guarantee. He's got 13, so that will kill him. And then we'll spend the rest of this maybe just buffing up a little bit, removing stress, that sort of thing. She doesn't really have a stress relief, except when she crits, and it relieves a little bit of stress from her companions. Okay then. There we go. Awesome. That actually probably solved our light level problem entirely, which I'm a-okay with. It's actually like been going pretty well, right? Like I'm not fooling myself. I thought I said that in the last adventure where things went pretty well right up until we had somebody die at the end. But I feel like this is actually a party comp that I was kind of worried about, but has been fine. I don't know why I was worried necessarily, but I think I was sort of struggling until I kind of compromised on my own values a little bit and decided to reskill Meri after the death of Vare, so that I would again have a...
In Radiance, may we find victory.
A character that could use weird reconstruction. Are these guys lost? Like, there's just... The first outlaws I've spotted down here in a good long while. And, yeah, like, that was kind of weird. I was not expecting that party. Even a little bit. Oh, you and your blanket fire. And shove it. Shove it right up your musket. That's what you can do.
Grievous
Ow.
Injury.
Alright.
Fear.
Remember how I was like, things seem to be going pretty well. I don't know why I was even concerned. This is why I was concerned. Let's do that. Dismantle you two guys. I really think Meri needs to heal. He needs to get something like 13 HP back. And stack another blight right here. Awesome. That dude is taking major damage. Leaves him with 1 HP. Ugh. And he does like 13 damage to us. Beautiful. So you know what? Let's do that. I need a stun on the back guy. There we go. Feels like, you know, if you stun 4 of the enemy party, there should be something. Like an achievement, I don't know, a free attack round, something. Like, it feels monumental, and the game just doesn't even acknowledge it. Not even a little bit. Okay. Make it 8, 5. I need to do 3 damage to you. I'm probably going to do that with Mr. Abomination. Seems like a good time to burst off those shackles and rake.
Masterfully
Crits for 23. Okay. Maybe if we could have reversed those numbers, like that attack would not have happened. I'm going to hope for an opportunity to just heal up a little bit here. Alright, another 13. Not quite. 10 though. I can live with 10. 10's not my favorite, but I can live with it. Alright, we'll get an opportunity here for him to heal. Absolution again. Awesome. I really feel like, you know, as long as if every fight ends with you having 1 turn to toss out absolution,
That devastating blow.
I was kind of hoping that wouldn't kill him and just blight him. No, nothing. No quip. Okay. Well, if every combat ends with you having the opportunity to transform back and then use absolution, it's super manageable. Like, basically, you can be in beast form, I feel like, the entire fight, as long as you're able to transform back in the final round. Like, that's all you need. And you still get it even if you transform back as the result of the combat ending, but just that one absolution use every combat. That really feels like all it takes to keep the Abomination being a reliable member of your party. I'll be honest, I'm expecting us to have like a stress cascade here in just a second, because that Oracle is gonna do that. Oh, we dodged it. Okay. Yeah, well, that didn't help. Okay. Beautiful things have happened. Let us not squander them. What would I want to do here? Let's think about this for a second before I act. Healing's not a bad idea. It depends on whether or not Iron Swan like really hits that Oracle hard. That may seem like a really strange action to have taken, but bear with me for a moment. Alright. He breaks his chains. Okay. My thought there was sacrificial stab plus a rake leads us to killing that guy. And then we stun both of those. Okay. Awesome. Never mind. Everything's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Don't worry. Okay. That guy's gonna be stunned for a turn. We just repeatedly rage at this guy. Or hope Rake's damage buff gives us slightly more over the long haul. Alright. Ooh, okay. I think this fight's gonna turn out fine. We need to do like one more attack on him. Thank you. I feel like nobody's really been attacking the Abomination like at all this entire dungeon. Even though he's our second tankiest character and has the ability to heal himself consistently. Just a little disappointing. He's the tank that nobody wants to engage with, which I guess is super smart on their end, but annoying for me. Hooray, heal for one. Okay. I kind of don't want to attack. He's gonna die anyway. Like, I want to get something into this guy. Yeah. I was like, the one time I'm hoping for the Guardian guy to get his action first, just so he bleeds out. Beautiful. He can, and then he can crit on the self-heal. He's the greatest tank of all time. Like, there's absolutely no killing him. It's impossible. That's where I am on that.
Success so clearly in view.
He has so much healing.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
And he can effectively heal for free by just transforming back into human form. So this would have been, if I had kept the key this whole time, I could have gotten an heirloom chest with nothing in it I wanted. Okay. Do we heal? You're at 83. Probably worth it. It's probably worth it.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Okay, get a little bit of stress there, and then I'm gonna anger management and okay. Probably should have used those in the reverse order. You live, you learn. Battle trance, sharpened spear, and 3 left. There's like nothing else I would want to do. Can everybody heal? That's actually totally worth it. Like, one of the few times that it is. Alright, let's see if I've put my foot squarely in my mouth by discussing the surprise mechanic.
The way
No.
is lit. The path
Wonderful.
is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Alright then. This is probably gonna be a weird fight. I'm just gonna be spamming Absolution here. Because I just need to use it like 3 more times, and then everything is fine. In the meantime, stun there. You're Eldritch. Yeah, you are. Okay, a little bit of a wasted stun, but their party comp got shifted around a bit. It's fine. Again, maybe if you double stun somebody, you should get some amazing achievement as well. Stunning characters that are already stunned. What do we do here? Oh man, your crits have been unbelievable. I wonder, like, what is base crit chance? 9, and with that, 12. I wonder if there is a like a melee crit charm trinket that I might want to think about putting on that guy, just for the sake of basically making his sacrificial stab like a guaranteed crit every turn, or at least like a 50-50. Alright, again, you're just stacking up Absolution. I just want to get him out of here with basically no stress at all. Awesome. And she'll die. Yeah, didn't get to go again. That's fine.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Alright, levels aren't too high. We're out of torches, so just pop this right away. There are also some crests tucked behind it, apparently. And hopefully I have not miscalculated, and this is, in fact, our final room. Not stress wave him. That's exactly the opposite of what I need going on right now. Alright, let's grab him. Put him up front. And then gonna do that. And rake. Just gonna do this one turn. We're gonna turn back and then Absolution from here on. Having the thrall out front kind of changes my priorities a little bit. If this has 2, then he'll die before he can do anything. Oh, wonderful. Raw indeed. Okay then. That's fine. That's actually terrifying normally, like the idea that a barnacle barrier on the guy that you need to kill before the second turn, otherwise he murders your entire party. But in this particular instance, I do not care. We'll just start stacking damage over time on Super Protection Man in the back here. Alright, change back. Regain HP. Speed. It's a weird debuff for that to apply. Stuns 129. Or it's gonna be our last fight. I can't, like, there's no other time for me to be doing this except right now, so I'm just gonna Absolution as much as humanly possible. Nice. Bring you up a little bit. He dies. See your barnacle barrier stop that, huh? Ugh. Such little damage. I hate you, Pelagic Bulwark, and your stupid, stupid protection buff. Alright. Try to stun. Do stun. At least, as I understand it, the stalling chance against the Bulwark is just not there anymore. basically admitting that he can kind of get into situations where it becomes impossible to kill, even with your best efforts. Alright, but that's going to do it. Those best efforts basically being if you didn't bring anybody with damage over time, then those characters become, like, silly. Alright. And there he goes. Wow, not a bad spread.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
It's just a common trinket, but I might as well grab it. Yes, I did not miscalculate. I was only a little bit worried there. This is actually either a buff or a stress heal. I'm gonna give it to him. Just the buff. Okay. That's fine. The stress heal I think would have been preferable for me, but you make do with what you get.
We will find all manner of great and terrible things in this watery tomb.
All in all, pretty successful. I remember when the Cove came out and everyone was convinced it was the hardest thing ever. Now the consensus seems to be that the wield will totally kick your ass every time, whether you want it to or not. Alright, Riviera got up to champion. Second Wind is actually, like, not bad for her. Up to level 4. Needs 9. So I could get him to level 5 on one more dungeon run. And with only 22 stress, I can feel pretty good about bringing him out again next week. Which, that accomplishes several of my goals there.
Our estate was the envy of this land.
Oh, Rock. Rock was caught marking cards. Luckily, this is not Vegas, and they did not take her into the back room for a beating. I don't think they would have liked the results. De-stress, cured a disease, removed a quirk, locked in ruins tactician. I like the idea of having a crusader who's basically capable of smashing the runes up as kind of a front man. Again, remove some negative quirks. Locked in Beast Slayer with the idea there on port of just having a Houndmaster. It's getting damage to, like a bonus damage to Beast anyway. And we'll just go for broke on it. Double down on something he's already good at. And finally, Gurney returned from her freaking drunken bender. That actually works out rather well as she can do a pretty decent job as our healer in the back with just her healing trinkets. So, totally cool. We'll have some cleanup to do. We didn't go home with too much stress. I think Riviera is going to have to spend the week off, but that's fine. As she made it into level 5, she's not going to be coming with us on any of the level 3 dungeons anymore. Anyway, it'll give us a good opportunity to let her max and relax for a week or so. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more on the channel. At this point, I think we can safely say every day again. If you like this video, feel free to leave a comment or let me know by upvoting, downvoting, whatever you're feeling at the moment. And I will catch you guys next time.